Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel. I don't know if I've said that before, but together with my husband Matt, we created this garden in our backyard, and this is its second season. We're coming to the end of the season, and I wanted to show you guys around just to give you an idea of what it looks like now before I move stuff around or cut it back or plant new things. So I guess we could start with this. This is a arch that I got on Amazon, and we planted a passion flower vine on both sides, but that side died. My son's over there talking to the cat. I don't really know what happened to her, but this side flourished, and it came up over this, and I kind of like the asymmetrical element of it. Hey, bud. Do you guys remember Monty? This is Nandor Monty Don Whisker Pop Barbosa Devant, and he's getting large and plump just like we like him because he loves his wet food, but he's our garden buddy too. One of three. And okay, let's go this way. So the biggest thing about my garden is that I really underestimate spacing, let's just say that, and how far apart things should be planted. So there's a lot of stuff running into each other, and I'm gonna handle that at some point this week and hopefully film it and show you guys what happens. But my son's over there dancing now and he's making me laugh. Anyway, this is Fat Spike Lavender, which I had never heard of, but I love it. Look how tall these blooms are. That's its first year. Pollinators, you guys know, love lavender. This is a Virginia Sweet Spire, I think, and it's really red right now. I don't know how it got so red so quickly. It kind of got away. Behind that is this huge salvia. This is kind of what I'm talking about. Spacing issue number one. This is just this red salvia and then this purple salvia. Look how huge this one plant is. I had no idea it was gonna get that big. In front of it is my favorite grass. My aunt gave it to me, and I think she called it Mexican feather reed grass. So that's what or Mexican feather grass. That's what I'm gonna go with, Mexican feather grass. But obviously it needs to be moved. And in front of that we have some catmint. This is an arborvitae hedge that my husband and I planted 2 years ago. These we planted probably March of 2019, and then these we planted September 2019, just to give you kind of an idea of the height difference there. This is a black lace elderberry from Proven Winners. It's got this beautiful dark foliage. I love this plant. I haven't seen it bloom yet. I just planted it this year. But I don't think it's in the right spot, like most everything in my garden. I want to move it around, so we'll see where she ends up. Let's go this way. Here we have anemones, gorgeous, gorgeous anemones. They may be getting a little too much sun, maybe not, but they're kind of, I mean, these are spent blooms. I feel like these were also taken a little bit by, I was dealing with spider mites this summer, and they kind of got a touch of it. Totally took out the baptisia over here. This is a reglimmering lilac, also had spider mites. And I think I'm just going to wind up cutting this back and moving it. I kind of just want to move everything around in the garden, so this is where it's at as of right now. These morning glories, I left these alone because the slugs were eating them instead of these plants, so I just left them there for their food. Datura is one of my favorite plants because it blooms at night. This is what it looks like when it's starting to fizzle out because of the hot sun, but I just love it. It's gorgeous. This is our petunia / euphorbia bed, which I think worked out pretty well. And I mean, I'll be the first to admit that I was inconsistent in watering. It was just a weird year having to work from home and teach the kids and, everything. Plus, we kind of quadrupled our garden size. So, all these things, inconsistent watering, but I think it worked out beautifully. I think it still looks really beautiful. This is our buddleia, our butterfly bush that really had spider mite damage, and I just didn't know what to do, so I whacked it back kind of in the middle of the summer, and it flushed back beautiful new growth, which is kind of giving me hope for a lot of these other plants that I plan to do the same. Just cut them back and hopefully they'll flush back out. Okay, so this is a dogwood shrub that my daughter got. The school sent it home with her for Earth Day as a tree. They said it was a dogwood tree, but it's a shrub, and we love it. It's beautiful. She's very possessive over it. It's the one plant that she really cares about. So I love that. This is what I call the keyhole bed or the keyhole garden, because I've edged everything with bricks that I've gathered over just at different places, either from digging them up in our yard or from Craigslist. You can find bricks anywhere. These are particularly pretty. It's kind of weird to feel proud of a brick, but I really like that one. And this one. This one is nice and shiny too, so I like that one. Anyway, so this bed was supposed to be a beautiful fairy path of Scottish moss leading you to a nice cleared walkway where you could put a lovely blanket and have like a little picnic. But again, okay, so Scottish moss, it says it can take full sun. Full sun is only 6 to 8 hours, and this gets pretty much from sun up to sundown. This is in blazing hot sun. So parts of it held on. Not really sure what I'm gonna do with that yet. This is just 4 salvia plants. These 2 red ones, this blue, this is rock and blue suede shoes, and this is the purple one. Forget the name, but they're both proven winners. But again, massive, gorgeous plants. I just crammed them together a little too tight. That's kind of what's supposed to happen, only you're not supposed to kick plants out of the way. This is a hyssop. I just tugged on a garden spider's web and it didn't break. That's awesome. This is an orange mint hyssop. Orange, is that what it's called, baby?
Something like that.
I forget. Anyway, it smells like licorice. It's beautiful. We love it. We have a bunch of them in here. Okay, this is a cleome spider plant, flopped in the wind and being kind of decimated by these bugs. I wish that you would do your job and eat him. He and all his friends have really done a number on a lot of these plants. I'm not even sure what it is, but they're everywhere. A lot of these stems broke in the wind. I think I pulled that one off. All right, snipped that one and this one too. So if you're trying to grow cleome, you might want to stake it. Next year I'll stake it for sure, so that doesn't happen again. This was an experiment right here where I grew some lemon coral sedum in our rock wall, which I think looks really pretty. There were some other succulents too. I just pulled out a massive datura plant that was growing from last year. I thought I dug it all up, but it was still there. I let it grow all summer, but now it's here. These 2 beds just mean something really special to me because these were the first beds that my husband and I carved out and worked on. Last year it stopped right at the lamb's ears, so we just kind of extended it to have a little more room. Again, the spacing was a little bit underestimated. And this is the other side of that bed, our very first bed. I'll try to find some pictures and put them up on the screen to show you what the garden used to look like last year when we were just starting out, because it's really come a long way. I'm really proud of it, even though I'm a little unsure about what to do with some things. But ultimately, it's just brought us so much joy and pleasure, and I'm excited to see like what it develops into from here. Because I just wouldn't have expected all this. It looks so pretty. This is a Mexican petunia. Beautiful plant. More cleons that needed to be staked. I came out here and cut this one the other day because it was just really, it was like the other ones, just flopped over. It just looked a lot like this, flopped over, so I cut it back. That's the upper garden this year, what it looked like. I'm gonna be clearing out some of the dead stuff and rearranging some things. So if I film that, I'll take you along that journey, or at least show you what it looks like afterward. But before we go, I do want to update you on the plantings under the maple tree out front. So let's go see that really quickly. Somebody had actually asked me about this on YouTube in the comments, so I wanted to make sure that I showed you. So here's the thing about the plants under the maple tree. The anemones were the first to go. We have a lot of cats in this neighborhood that live indoor, outdoor, and I think the cats kind of used it as a litter box, used those anemones as a litter box. So that happened and they all died quickly. And then the ostrich ferns, I'm not sure if it's because the roots of the maple tree are so massive, but they just didn't really fare so well. Also, again, could have been user error, me not watering it as often as it needed to be. But you know, it did hang on. The hostas and the coral bells. I cut away a lot of the leaves that were looking like this, which is why these look so short. This I just transplanted. But anyway, we'll try again next year with that. Just kind of an update on the front porch too. I'm loving it. It looks beautiful. I'm really pleased with it. I feel like I've been waiting to move stuff around so I could show you what it looks like and film it. And now that I've done that, I'm ready to space it out better, get rid of some dying things. I'm just really excited to keep going and keep gardening. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you come back for my next video. Bye.